Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the break room 730. And I am your host, James J. Wed Weddington. Along with me is my co host,
Myros.
my man, Morris. What's going on, man? How was your weekend so far, buddy?
My weekend was good, man. Enjoying the weather, beautiful weather.
Yeah, that's what's
You
up.
know, weekend always is a time to relax and just take it easy from a long week of work.
Yeah, take it easy from the long week of work from those bosses. That's how I look
So,
at it. And if
so
anybody's out there listening live, I'd like to apologize for the late start here. We had a little bit of technical difficulties going on here. Just we still in the testing stage, just trying to get everything set. All right, let's see what we got here for this show for the day. Yeah, I had we took a little trip today, man. Me and I'm gonna say the fam and the fam's fam. You know, we actually down in your area, in Gaithersburg, man, at the water park. There's some water park down there. I can't remember the name of it, but it's Bowers or something like that. You familiar with that down there, man?
no, I haven't been there before. I heard about it, but I haven't been there before. Heard it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice water park, man. I mean, it has a water slide for the little kids and a bigger water slide for the the grown folk. And
Is it
yeah,
is it for is it for the public?
yeah, it's for the public. Yeah, yeah, it's for the
Yeah.
public. But they have a once they reach a certain amount, like once they reach capacity, they don't let anybody in. Cause when we stepped foot in there today, I don't know, man. It could have been easily about 800 people up in there, man. And I mean, like you just got people all in the water, and it's like pick a spot. Let's just pick a spot to see where we can get in and get cool and splash some water or whatnot. Now the adult side wasn't too bad. Yeah, the adult side wasn't too bad, man. There's actually more room over there, but it's like everybody just swarmed the kiddie pool for some reason. I don't know. Maybe they're afraid of drowning or something in the little 3 or 4 feet of water over there by the water slide.
Sounds like fun though.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's nice. I mean, and one side where we chilled at, where a little picnic area. It's like a little grassy area. They have their own lawn chairs out there, and then they kind of sturdy too. Cause I was a little skeptical about sitting in them at first, cause I weighed like about 245 pounds, so I was like, I don't want to sink and fall through this chair in front of everybody, and everybody's watching and shit. But yeah, they have their own lawn chairs. Of course, you can bring your own. You can bring your own food and beverages, but certain things you can't bring in there. I think it's like anything that's glass, like glass jars and stuff like that. So you won't be bringing no glass pickles and nothing, unless it's in a plastic bottle or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Someone was telling me about the I think it's the National Harbor.
National
That's
Harbor.
yes, downtown DC.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
very nice. So maybe one weekend I go down there to check it out.
Okay, that's good, man. And speaking of harbor, the inner harbor up here in Baltimore, the Baltimore inner harbor. Um, well, I was talking to you about earlier this week about the candy store there, and that's what I wanted to ask, and I don't know if we have any viewers on yet. From what I see, we don't. But yeah, the conversation we had, man, about the it's this bubble gum that they have in this this candy store, and the name of the candy store is called It's Sugar. And the name of the bubble gum that I saw there is called, or that they sell there rather, is called Camel Balls Bubble Gum. And there's a picture of a camel with his backside turned around and his testicles hanging down and advertising or representing the bubble gum. Now, me me being I'm gonna say me being a parent, but my daughter is up to age. She's an adult now, but and I know you have a younger daughter. Now, for me to go in there with a young girl, preteen or whatever, or any kid, boy, girl, doesn't matter, and to stop in front of that box of candy or bubble gum, and for them to see that and then point at it and ask me, "Daddy, what's that?" I have I have no idea what to say to her. I really don't know what to say, man. What would you tell your daughter, man, if you was in that situation and you walked by and stopped in front of it and she asked you what kind of bubble gum or candy that was, man?
Hmm. Well,
I know it's I know it's
I,
something to
I
think about.
I know it's business, and the stores they stacked up these candies for sale. You know, they are doing what they got to do. I would have probably asked the I'd have probably asked the store they why they're selling these type of candy that have um offensive name to children.
Right, right. You would want to question that because that's
Exactly.
kind of that's kind of obscene to have in your store. I'm
Yes,
surprised no one questioned that yet.
yes, exactly. You know, so I would definitely try to find out, you know, why are they selling these candies that has these camel what testicles,
Yeah,
camel testicles
yeah, yeah. We
hanging on
call
the
them call it like you said, camel balls bubble gum. That's exactly
camel
what
bar.
they're called. Right. No need to sugarcoat it. No pun intended. No need to
Yeah.
sugarcoat that. I mean, they could have called it camel hump gum or something like that, but whoever came up with that idea, uh, I'd rather not even get into all that right now. I really, really, really don't want to.
Yeah, you should I think that complaint should be filed
They
against
say
the company.
the
I
company.
say I think yeah, I think complaint should be filed.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should. I've seen heard of some of things in the past that parents complained about that stores and merchants shouldn't have on their shelves and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you this, it was nothing like that. Nowhere near, this Camel Ball's bubble gum. Nowhere near that. Nothing like that. The other stuff they argued about was just it's not as big as what I see with this bubble gum that they sell there, man.
Yes, yes. I think some action needs to be taken. They need to be taken down because they are offensive. Like I said, they are offensive to children, to parents, especially. They are offensive to parents.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
a big slap
That-
of disrespect in the face to the mom and dad.
exactly. That's like going into a store and you see like adult toys in there. Imagine you're going to a little store or something, and you notice that there's some adult toys in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You you gonna want to question on why is it they have adult toys in there?
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean?
all I can say is, parents, just be mindful and be careful of the kind of things that your kids are looking at and purchasing in stores nowadays, because it's getting a little obscene out here in this day and age, man. I just can't fathom that whole thing, man. Camel Balls bubble gum. I mean, who sat and thought about this? What was it? Was it two gay guys that just came up and trying to make up a new idea for a new candy or something, and they to free their mind up to think and focus, they just went to the zoo or something one day and stopped by the camels, and one of them just went, "Hey, I got an idea. I got an idea for a new candy. You see that camel right there? Look down. Voila!" I'm like, what, what the, what the hell is going on, man? When you coming up with ideas like that for candy in a candy shop where kids are going to be.
Right. Yes. Correct.
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, man. We went down to the water park today, and this this comes up too. Also, something we talked about before. Um, a lot of obesity going on. A lot of obesity in America, man.
Yes. Yes.
And I mean, just to get to the park, and then I really, can't mention no names. Really don't know no names, but just looking around, people just walking around. And I mean, now I understand you're not afraid, you're not shy to show your body, no matter what it looks like. But some shit you just gotta hold in, man. Keep that shit hidden. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a lot of I'm gonna say big people. It just like started taking over the park after a while, and we had a conversation earlier this week. Me and you, we were talking about weight loss, people, losing weight and so forth, and you mentioned something about the women that work in the cubicles in the office.
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah, how they just sit there, and all they do is what just sit there, type or whatever on the computer, which we know at our job they're on the computer the whole time, and they just sit there and just eat, get up, go home, don't work out, don't do nothing. And come to think of it, I was surprised to see them outside doing the push-up challenge on Friday.
They were outside.
Yeah, they were outside. They were outside doing the push-up challenge. At least a couple of them I saw I got down there. Not all of them, but I was shocked. But yeah, they did the push-up challenge.
Yeah. Like we were talking last week. I think. But it's not female only.
No, it's not females only.
It's
Males too. Right.
it's what I'm saying, it's male as well. So it's not just a particular gender. But it's a big problem in America. Obesity is a big problem. I think that I think yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, sorry about that, man. I was checking out the chat room on the app. That's probably what you heard the feedback. But you can go ahead. Oh, sorry
Yeah.
about that, man. I was checking out the chat room. See how it's playing back?
Yeah.
Let
I'm
me
hearing you.
yeah, it's playing. Let me see if I can stop that. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, go ahead, continue, my brother. Continue.
Yeah, like we were discussing and discussing about obesity in America. Is America is the country that has the most obese um I would
Obese
say most
people.
obese people. Correct. It's a big problem. It's a big problem.
It's a very big
Um,
problem. It's a
and
very big
not only
problem.
that, but it also is a big health concern problem.
Right, right. But now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Now you have people that have size on them, but they're surprisingly they're pretty healthy. You know what I mean? And I don't like to see people go down because of health risks that they could avoid it by just exercising and so forth like that. Because now we have a coworker that's now out probably permanently, because of his health. So he's probably going to be on disability and no coming back. And you just don't want to see people go down that road and so forth, man. But hey, when I'm talking about obesity and overweight, I'm talking about the ones that just sit around, don't do anything, just continue to keep eating and eating and eating, drinking, whatever that's unhealthy, and not trying to do nothing to better their health.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It you have to you have to work out. You know, even medical studies shows that a person who do not do no exercise, but just stay right there, sitting right there, don't do no exercise, um, are more likely to get how to say to become ill. You know,
Yeah,
so
what?
exercise is. I know nobody cannot predict illness, nor nobody cannot um s- stop. I mean, how to say it, like say stop from getting ill. You know what I'm saying? But we have to always let's say take we have to always be proactive.
Right, right,
I will have to be proactive with our health, you know. And exercise is very important in our daily life. It keep us healthy. You know what I mean? And it also help us in our daily business that we do.
right, right.
Even
So
even when
true.
we go to even when we go to work, you know,
Right,
if you had a good workout for the week, I mean, when you go to work, even when you go to work, you don't feel that tired. You feel energized. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right. Now I'm gonna tell
Like
you
you feel
this.
music in your body, in your soul. You
Right
feel music.
now, I'm only 245 pounds or so, between 245 250. And even I need to stay in the gym a lot more than what I am now. Just to keep my health up and so forth. So it's not just you don't have to it's you don't have to be an obese person to be unhealthy, and I just want to put that out there because it's not just being obese that's unhealthy. You can still you can still be you know a certain weight and need that exercise, that workout.
Yeah, that's correct. That's true. You know.
I want to give a shout out to my boy Ron Morrow Jr., aka Rizzle. And I see my girl on here, Girls Rule. These are my Xbox uh, fam right here. Xbox fam, they're in the chat room right now. And I mean, feel free to you know, type in anything if y'all want some input on what we're talking about. I'm looking at y'all in the chat right now. I had to turn. Well, actually, I didn't have to turn this down. Now I don't have to turn it down. That's strange. Okay. All right. Now let's get to the important stuff here. The things that's been going on lately. Well, one main topic that we wanted to talk about tonight that we really couldn't get started earlier tonight because of technical difficulties, but we got everything straightened out now. And my peoples out there that's listening, if you can't hear my co-host, please put it in, type it in the chat room, and let me know that you can't hear him, or also let me know that you can hear him if you can hear him. All right. First, I want to mention something that I read the other day. It's about a week ago, and of course on social media, there was an 8-year-old girl, who was encouraged to brutally beat a 5-year-old girl, and the adults, the adults just stood there and just cheered on the whole thing, just provoked the whole thing. 8-year-old girl beating up a 5-year-old girl. Now, you have a daughter, and your daughter is how old? 11?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to tell you this. If it's me, and I don't want to be too blunt about it, but if it's my 5-year-old kid out there, 5-year-old daughter, and there's a bigger girl beating on her, and I see the parents or the other adults around just pumped it up like it's some kind of cockfight or something like that, I'm going to step in there, and I'm going to make sure that and I just might give my daughter. I would give my daughter something, anything, some kind of weapon, and tell her to use it. And I would dare one of the other adults, if there were parents around, but I just know it was adults. It didn't say if it was a mom or dad or whatever, and dare one of them to try to break it up. If you wasn't going to try to break it up beforehand when the bigger girl was beating on the younger one, they don't try to break it up then. What's your feed on that, man?
So you said it was an 8-year-old girl.
An 8-year-old girl brutally beating up a 5-year-old girl.
Hmm. And then the parents
While,
encourage it.
while the adults just stood around and just watched it.
Hmm. Well, that's a bad parenting.
That's
That's
terrible parenting.
that's terrible. Yeah.
if they were there, because like I said, from what I read, it just said that there were adults involved. It didn't say anything if it was a mother or father. It was just adults involved, and I'm quite sure it wasn't the 5-year-olds parents there, for sure. Maybe the 8-year-old, but not the 5-year-old.
Well, that go back about what we talked before. Is that when you see that these adults encourage their children to um to behave like this, what happened now? When these children become an adult, they have no respect for no one,
And not even for their own parents. That's sitting out
and
there
and they
cheerleading
have
for their ass. you know?
and they have no respect even for the law. You see what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
So there is the problem, you know, and you wonder why this person do this, or you wonder why they grow up and they do this and they do that. It's because of the training. They do not get the
The
training.
the home training. Well,
The
nowadays,
home training. You see what I'm saying?
right
They have
nowadays,
not been taught. They have not been taught to respect others, and
right,
then I have been taught how to respect the law. You know what I'm saying?
right. That
It's just horrible training, just bad parenting.
well, I'm gonna go on the record to say this. There is no training. There is no home training. There is none. There's no home discipline. You can't discipline kids like you used to be able to back in the day. There's none of that, man. No kind of home training. Most of the parents nowadays just let the kids go out and do whatever the fuck they want. Basically, do what they want. Look, just get out the house. Get the hell up out my face. Go on about your business. So when you take that out of the household, man, you pretty much you're pretty much going to lose respect. You're going to lose respect and get a lot of disrespect, a lot of headache, a lot of trouble. Can't say that is all, but it's the majority of kids, man. I mean, growing up in this day and age, and I'm not going to blame anything on rap music or movies and TV shows or nothing like that. But when you don't have any home training, you can't teach the kids what's that what you see and hear on TV and radio, movies and music is not all good. You can't
Yes,
abide by that.
exactly. And when they become adult, what happened? It becomes a turnoff. So nobody want to associate with that person
Right.
because they don't want to be around the what? Around the energy. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be around the negative energy. So
Right.
people just don't be around them. I mean, you don't want to be around someone that just have nasty and bad attitude, right?
Right. You don't want to be around anybody like that. No, I mean, I don't know anyone that wants to be around anybody like that because they won't do nothing but just bring you down, bring your mood down, bring your morale down, and everything.
Correct, correct. And we have seen that even in the workplace a lot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see it in the workplace all the time. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's on an adult level. That's an
exactly.
adult
But
level
but
there.
yeah, but behavior in a person start from very early in their life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Behavior is start very early in their lives, and you can tell when a person is well trained. You know, you see how they're well behaved and everything.
Yeah, you get them when they're young, man. Whoop some ass. I'm not afraid to still whoop some
I'm
ass. I
not
don't care.
saying
I don't care what the law is now. If you're gonna call the cops on me 911, then go right ahead. But you're gonna know that I whooped that ass, and you're gonna remember the ass whooping.
right.
you know, you're gonna remember that. I don't care how long they lock me up for. As long as I'm gone, you in the back of your mind, I'm gonna make sure you remember that ass whooping that you got.
Right.
Uh Now this I want to get on our main subject for tonight, man. Our main topic, and
Mhm.
that would be the Sandra. What's it? Sandra Bland. The Sandra Bland story, man.
Yeah.
there's a lot of controversy with that. A lot of people are trying to, well, mostly most people, you know, think that she didn't kill herself, and I'm one. I'm on that end. I don't believe that she committed suicide. The whole thing to me looks, I mean, it looks very suspicious, man. It's for one, you don't have a trash bag. You're not supposed to have nothing like that. You're not supposed to have anything loose in a jail cell. Now, I don't know if that works across the country in every state, but I'm quite sure it does work that way. You're not supposed to have anything like that in a jail cell, you know. Now, this woman was over 6 feet tall, and they said that she hung herself. And she's over 6 feet tall. I don't think that you could take a tie from a trash bag and actually tie. For one, what are you going to tie it to in that jail cell? Is what I want to know. I mean, what did this cell have in there that you can actually tie that to?
Hmm.
A 6 foot woman in a cell that she's damn near, head probably almost hitting the ceiling, is going to hang herself in there. Now they say she didn't have any lacerations around her neck, and but this is from what I'm hearing from stories, because every time you turn around, there's some new evidence, and the media is going to eat up anything that they can devour, anything they can get their hands on, and try to twist around. Now, our boy Tommy Sotomayor. You know how blunt he is. Shout out to Tommy. He's real blunt. Now, I played this for a couple of people. Well, I shared his link for his comments on that story, and his point. Some of the things that he said, I don't really agree with, but his point is, it's like one main point there that he made, and that was, keep your mouth closed when you encountering these cops, man. Keep your mouth closed. Now, with that being said, still she was she was her rights were violated. I'm not going to say that they weren't. Her rights were still violated, because that cop had no reason to pull his weapon out on her, because she's unarmed. Regardless of what she do, I don't care if she's clawing, scratching, and biting. You don't pull your weapon out on an unarmed citizen. You just don't do that. When you encounter these cops and they pull you over, let them do their job. You know, she did, start mouthing off at him right away. I understand sometimes you're trying to get to work or somewhere, and and you're in a hurry, and you don't want to be late. But still, regardless, and especially what's going on nowadays with these cops, man, in the country, let them do their job. When they pull you over, you do not have to roll your windows all the way down. You don't have to do that. Just whatever he asks you, answer it the best way you can. Give him your driver's license and registration and all that good stuff. You know, Let him take his ass back to his squad car, write you up a warning, whatever ticket he's going to give you. If you talk to the cop like like a like the human beings that we are, if you treat him with that respect, then 9 times out of 10 he's going to give you that same respect back, and he may take it easy on you. Which actually in this case, She was apparently supposed to have been just getting a warning. Now, he was wrong on the part of asking her to get out the car. I know she was mouthing off a bit, but you're not supposed to get out your car. You're just not supposed to do that. She should have kept her windows rolled to a certain point where you can only exchange information and verbally speak with the officer. She should have kept her doors locked, and still on top of that, her mouth closed. But that wasn't the case. And whenever whenever his backup got there, still the same thing. You don't have to get out. Oh, I mean, what are they going to do now? There's no telling what he would have done. Now, if he pulled his weapon out on her, while she's unarmed, I'm thinking maybe, even if she did do all that, he could have did something crazy and got real frustrated because she wasn't, you know, doing what he wanted her to do. Maybe he could have shot at a car, her tire, or something like that. You never know how that outcome would have came out. But the thing is, she still lost her life. So your chances are still better if you know your rights when you're getting pulled over. Stay in your car. Keep your window to a certain length rolled down just to pass information and verbally speak back and forth. Keep your doors locked. You know, the cops can't search your car. You can, you always ask them, am I under arrest? And things like that. But her mistake, where she made her mistake at was, too much talking, too much verbal disrespect towards the cop. And I mean, that's enough to piss off anybody.
And that's what happened.
And that's what happened. Right. He got pissed
He,
off.
he just got pissed off, and that's the reason why he pulled out his weapon,
Right.
because he just couldn't take it anymore. He just couldn't take her mouth anymore. You know what I mean? So that's why he called for backup and everything, because she won't keep her mouth shut. I mean, if she just answered questions and and take the warning ticket, I mean, probably should have been alive today.
Yeah. My boy Rizzle, he says wasn't no disrespect. uh, wasn't no now you're saying that she didn't disrespect him because I'm not really saying that he's that she disrespected him. It's just that he felt that way. He felt as though he was disrespected. And when a cop gives you an order and you and you don't obey that, yeah, they feel real salty. They get real pissed about that because they believe that whatever they tell you to do, you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to jump at that shit. But that's not the case. That is not the case. If you know your rights, or at least some of them, because I don't know all of them, but I know enough to know to keep my fucking doors locked, my window rolled down, some, just enough, and how to talk to these cops, man. I mean, I've been pulled over before, and I've talked to the officer, man. It's just a plain voice, and like what's the problem? What's going on? Okay, oh, that's the issue. All right, well, you know, I apologize for that. Do what you have to do.
Well, how I think. This is how I think. I think they see it as resisting. You know, and when you become like a resistance now, that's when things change.
Yeah, but now
You know,
you're talking about resisting arrest because there
no,
was no.
just not resisting arrest, but resisting to take orders, to comply. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's what I was saying. The cops feel, they get a little salty when you don't obey obey their orders, man. They give you an order, they expect for you to jump at that shit. But that's not the case. That is not the case, man. I mean, that's just like a supervisor in the workplace. If he asks you, or we want to go with, tells you to do something, and you say, "Man, fuck that! I'm not doing that shit. You do it." What's going to happen? He's going to get real pissed.
Yeah.
He's going to get really pissed, man.
We're gonna
And
send you home.
you're right. Well, at that point, that's insubordination. So your ass is fired. After that. But I'm just saying that it's the same way with cops, man. They don't they don't like to be treated like they're the citizen and you're the fucking officer. That's basically what it is. It's like they want to feel as though that they're above you, and they want to muscle their authority. You know what I'm saying? And like my uncle would say, big league you. you know, that's that's how they feel, man. And ego and all that plays a role in that shit too, man.
Yeah, it's like
A cop's ego is big as shit, man. It's bigger than the fucking Camel Balls bubble gum. A real big ego, man.
it's like if they don't get back that yes sir, no sir answer,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And you keep running your mouth and you don't get that they don't get that answer, can probably be in problems.
yeah, yeah. You're gonna have problems, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna be calling back up and everything, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what he did. He called for backup, and the lady cop showed up. I guess she was too much for him, right? She must have been too much
Exactly.
for him.
At
6 foot.
that point, at that point, they probably feel like, well, this person up to something. You know what I'm saying? Um, at that moment now, when they keep talking like that, it escalates to something else.
Right,
You know?
right,
They even though she didn't have a weapon or anything like that, but what they're thinking, going through their mind probably is that, oh, this person probably have something in their car. You see what I'm saying?
right,
So at other point, it just change, it escalate, and so that they are very alert now. So that's when they get very suspicious more.
right,
You see what I'm saying? It gives them more suspicion about the person.
right. Rizzle in the chat says, "No, he's in charge of your job, and cops we pay them to serve and protect." And that's absolutely correct. We pay them to serve and protect, but that's just not it nowadays. You
That's
know,
not the reality of it. You
no,
know what
that
I'm
is
saying?
not the reality of it at all. Serve and protect. This whole thing, being a police officer, man, it's nowadays, and probably before then, and back in the day also, you know, it's politics. It's all politics. You have these commercials, these bullshit commercials about, oh, buckle up, and it's for your safety, and we're here to protect you, and like Rizzo said, protect and serve, and blah 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 blah, all that bullshit. No, it's not, because when it's time for you to start putting them tickets out there, protect and serve goes out the door. All you worried about is like, yeah, let me get my shit. That's plain and simple, you know. But the thing in this situation here, it seems like he wanted to get some tickets. So a quick way of doing that is to pay attention to the small shit pull people over and give them warnings, give them warning tickets. Nothing big. Nothing big at all. And I think that's what he was trying to do. I'm not saying it is, but just in my belief, I think that's what he was trying to do. You know, and she just happened to fall victim to that at that time, and it just didn't. The outcome just didn't turn out like it should have or like it could have. You know. So what do you think though, man? Do you think she committed suicide, or you think she was, murdered? What?
Uh, That's a hard question, man. I would say, like you were saying, there was no what trash can bin stuff in there.
Yeah.
And there is no evidence. There is no evidence that she committed suicide.
Well,
If
the
there was
only
no,
evidence that they're
yeah,
using is that the trash can tie. I do believe that's what it was. The
it was.
trash bag tie. I'm sorry, the
Well,
tie
but
from the
how
trash
did they
bag.
how did they find her? They found her with the trash bag around her neck or something.
No, they didn't find her with the trash bag around her neck. They didn't even find any lacerations around her neck. So I'm like, what the fuck? You
I
know?
mean, but how did they find her if she committed suicide? How did they find her? They found her like hanging in herself in the cell. Like when you found people, um,
Yeah, if someone hangs themselves, then they're going to be
hanging
hanging
themselves.
in the cell. Right.
Right, right, right.
I don't think they found her hanging in the cell. I think they just, from what I hear, they just found her dead in the cell.
Yeah. So you,
Molly G in the chat says, but she was in her own vehicle smoking a cigarette. Where's the harm or threat in that? There is no harm or threat in smoking a cigarette in your own vehicle. But she got pulled over for what was that? Not signaling. A little bullshit like that. Something that a cop can pull you over for and just give you a little petty ass warning. You know. But back to what we were saying, I still believe that she was murdered. She did not commit suicide. I don't care what was said on her Facebook page or anything. Because I really don't like to pay a lot of attention to stuff in social media anyway. You know, social media, fucking media takeout, world star hip hop, all that shit. Is all it is nowadays, man. Is full of violence, and people get on there and they just want to. That's all they want to see. They just want to see. Oh, let me go see what new fights and shit, no knockouts and shit is on
well,
World
let me
Star.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. So when they do autopsy, do you think it's going to tell them exactly how she died?
Of course, it's going to tell them exactly how. I'm quite sure that they did an autopsy already, but I haven't heard anything about it. If any of you out there in the chat know if they revealed anything in her autopsy, talking revealing the cause of her death,
Because autopsy will
let us
tell
let us
how the
know.
person died.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That would tell exactly how the person died, unless they try to cover the autopsy and whatever the results.
They're gonna cover it up the best way they can, especially if it was you know some if it was a murder involved on their end. Yeah, of course they're gonna try to cover up the best way that they can. And that's no doubt. No doubt about that. But this day and age, man, and everybody out there listening, when you put up Rizzle in the chat, yeah, they said it was self inflicted. Self inflicted. Self-inflicted, but no lacerations around her neck.
But maybe she committed suicide. Different. Some other some other way,
Right. Well, I still don't think she committed suicide.
or
You know,
she
and
died some other type of way. You know.
I don't have the logic on that, but in my beliefs is that she did not commit suicide. Now you talking about now when you said hold up, Molly G, they did one but did reveal anything. They are doing the second one trying to cover up their tracks. Right, yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about now. They do a second one to cover up their tracks. That's about right. That's about right. Yeah. Self inflicted. No marks to show for it. Okay, that's a new one to me. Uh, we got like according to Mixler, we got 9 minutes left. We didn't expect to go this long, did we, man? This is like an hour. We don't usually do an hour. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think
More
we have been
business.
testing in the software, so
Yeah,
like,
yeah. We're still in the testing phase. Yeah. But Rizzle says that you're coming through good. He said it sounds good. So I guess we got that one issue straightened out, which I'm glad. I'm so glad we got that taken care of. Because now we can broadcast live with no issues now. Yep. But the whole Sandra Bland thing, I think they had a funeral for her already. I think it was the other yesterday or the day before. I do believe. I'm not sure, not certain on that, but yeah, I wish her family well, man, on their lawsuit. I really do. I wish them well on that, and hopefully they feel it works out to a point where so they feel like they receive some kind of justice. You know. So yeah, my condolences go out to the family. And my wife is standing over here over top of me. May I help you? You looking for something? We're recording live. You want to say hi to the people? Say hi to the people. Never mind. Fuck that. Now we got 6 minutes left on it. What? Yeah, we're live. Do you? Why don't you go in there and get on your phone and tune in and listen? You'll see we live. Yeah, this is internet radio. It's live. It's explicit. Yeah, you cramping my star right now, and you might want to move over to the side a little bit. I need some room. Like 2 feet of elbow room. Thank you very much. They can hear everything you're saying. Don't try to whisper because all that shit's coming through this mic. Oh man, yeah. Hey, one thing I want to mention too, man, that I had a issue with before we roll out of here real quick. Um, the uh the Bruce Jenner thing, and this is something that's bothering me right now. This. Excuse me. Are you reading my notes now? You want to talk? You want to finish this broadcast? You got 6 minutes. You want to finish? Like I was saying, the whole gays getting their rights to the marriage throughout the to marry throughout the country. Um, I'm just a little shooken up by. Let's take Tim Tebow for instance. You know who Tim Tebow is. Most of the listeners in the chat they know who Tim Tebow is. This is a guy that exercised his religion, or I like to say spirituality, in football. And with him doing that, a lot of critics, people get up there and say, "Well, come on, man, we don't want to hear about that, your religion, and well, blah 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 blah." You know, but you take a person like Bruce Jenner, gets transformed into a female, and everybody wants to congratulate him. Oh, congratulations.
What's her name?
That was a brave move. It's brave when you when you turn from a man to a woman, or a woman to a man, and you're congratulated, you're lauded and everything. But for somebody to get criticized for their religion, you know, kind of makes this world a little backwards on what's right and what's wrong. And that's what I want to say. It's it's a backwards world we living in. And I'm not going to say it's the world. I will start off with this country, the United States of fucking America. Hypocrites, bullshitters. Thank you, Congressman. That's what I like to say. We live in a fucked up country, y'all. We can't help it but to be here. If we can't do anything else about it, if you can't leave, which I know a lot of people wouldn't want to leave this country, but as long as we're here, we got to deal with this. Um, a lot of things are going to start happening now. That's going to what things have started happening now, and then they're going to continue to happen. Whereas though there's going to be a lot of wrong done, which is thought to be right in the I would say in the media's eyes, as well as law enforcement. But for those of you out there that's traveling on the road, and I'll be traveling pretty soon in couple more weeks, about another month, taking a long trip. If you're gonna be taking long road trips, if you get pulled over, just remember these little rules here. Your rights, just these couple of rights that you have. You don't have to roll your window all the way down. You don't have to unlock your car door. Stay in it. Talk with some sense, and just stay calm, because these cops and stuff out here, man, just don't give a fuck no more. It's plain and simple. And this concludes one of our first live broadcast episodes from the Break Room 730. And to everybody that tuned in the chat room, I appreciate it. All my fam up there, love y'all, man. Much love and respect. And I am James J. Wed Weddington, along with my host Myris, and we'll be talking to you guys next week live on mixler.com/JWed7572. Thanks a lot for joining in, y'all. We out.